The cross-country bike category is so exciting right now, with many brands revamping their models ready for the 2024 Olympics, not to mention keeping up with the increasingly technical World Cup cross-country circuit.
And here are 5 of the freshest bikes that have dropped this year or will be soon to be released next year.
Being one of the first to adopt longer travel, longer reach and wider tyres, the Mondraker F-Podium has been ahead of its time since its conception almost 5 years ago.
And for 2024, it continues that improvement. So more up-to-dateness includes, it's promised that it's lighter, it's got more suspension, and it's packed with even more features.
Yeah, now it's 110mm in the rear, 120 up front, with integrated rear mudguard in that rear suspension, UDH, threaded bottom bracket, and all of these things are nice touches that will suit everyday riders as much as a weekend racer.
It's lost its old hunchback on the top tube. It's got a space for a longer dropper. It's also got space for 2 water bowls, key for really long races or really long rides. It's got a 3-position bar-mounted lockout lever, which means it's intended for racing and riding as long as the forward geometry is long.
Yeah, and there are 4 models available starting from the premium price of $6,299 US, or just 1 penny shy of 5,000 UK pounds for the base build.
Whilst it's still a prototype and it's set to be commercially available in March 2024, that's the Pinarello Dogma XC, and it's available in 2 versions, a hardtail and a full suspension.
That's right, and Pauline Ferrand-Prévot and Tom Pidcock have both found success already with the prototype bike, not to mention Pauline winning the World Championships on a hardtail in a time where everyone's moving to 120mm full suspension bikes.
Speaking of suspension, we really like that the full suspension model has 2 travel options, 90mm paired with a 100mm fork, or 100mm paired with a 120 fork.
Yeah, and that rear suspension is delivered thanks to flex stays, which is bang on trend for cross-country bikes this year, and it gives a nice clean aesthetic. However, that double triangle in the bottom bracket may give a look that only an owner can love. However, delivering Tour de France style power might be enough to fall in love with.
GCN reported the Pro bike costs £14,000, that's $17,000 US, but we'd expect commercial models to be available for at least half that.
The catchily titled ZFS5 is the first full suspension brought out by Cervelo, now being ridden by Dutch national champion Milan Vader, as well as current reigning cyclocross world champion Fem van Empel.
It's another flex stay suspension design, and this one offers 100mm of travel or 120mm of travel. Essentially, it's the same frame, so you could switch out the suspension if you wanted to. I wonder if you can buy that lockout, shockout, lock linkage that they ran.
Certainly cheaper than buying a hardtail and full sus, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, these frames are reportedly weighing 1,472 grams for a medium, which is flyweight. They will be coming with UDH and a threaded bottom bracket, which is a win for those home mechanics.
Our favourite feature is the size-specific chainstays to keep the riders centred in the wheelbase. And prices start from £5,399 or $5,000 US for a GX Eagle build, so they're pretty good value.
Causing a stir earlier this year with prototypes rocking up in an unusual configuration and shrouded was that Specialized Epic World Cup, not to be confused with the Specialized Epic or even an Epic Evo.
Yeah, now looking similar on the surface at least to Trek's Super Caliber, the new World Cup claims to blend the snappy feel of a hardtail with the momentum of a full suspension bike.
Yeah, that's right. With most brands going up to 120 millimeters of suspension, the Epic World Cup is actually coming down to 75 millimeters in the rear, although Specialized claim that it will feel just like a 100mm suspension bike, and it has a special bumper for all of those bottom mounts too. As an avid hardtail racer, I feel like this does appeal because I'm possibly getting a little too old to be racing rigid bikes these days, and that pink limited edition certainly does appeal.
Starting at 6,500 UK pounds or 7,000 US dollars for the SRAM GX Eagle transmission. So
easy
that's
for
the
you to say.
T-type. Yeah, it is, very easy. That's the T-type version
yes,
with the fancy rear mech. With some Roval, they're also fancy carbon wheels.
The Canyon Lux Trail has had a refresh at the end of this year, taking some cues from the Lux World Cup. However, it's intended to do much more than that, focusing on comfortable all-day rides.
The new Lux Trail is a 120mm 29er with 115mm of rear travel. It focuses on all-day rides and with the self-proclaimed fatigue-reducing geo, so it should be perfect for marathon rides.
Yeah, and for all those long days, there's a bunch of integrated tools on this. So there's a multi-tool stored on the underside of the top tube. There's tyre plugs in the bar ends, would you believe it? There's also down tube storage, which is placed quite high up on the down tube, which means that a pouch can slide in and make use of most of that down tube space. There's also a CO2 canister attached to the inside of that storage cover.
And with prices starting at €3,299 for a Shimano deal group set with a Fox 34 step cast performance fork up front, it offers some really good value too.
Yeah. So there we have it. There's a few models to look out for in 2024 if you're racing or just riding. And you know what? I can't wait to see some of those models battle it out at the Olympics in Paris. It's going to be an absolute spectacle, isn't it?
It's going to be incredible. So let us know about these choices and what you think. Which one would you choose? Which one's your favourite? Have we missed one out? Should we have included the new Ibis XC?
Or the,
let us know.
Oive.
Oh, good shout. Very good shout.
There's got to be more.
There's more. But let us know in the comments below.